Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to Ecurve. And you know, Ecurve always brings you everything perfect when it comes to the entertainment industry. And let's talk about Sauti Sol for 1 second, then Soul Generation for the entire period. You know them, when they started, Tangu Enziza, Lazizi Wangue, till now when they give us Extravaganza and they have their own record label, they have always been giving us hits after hits. And you know what they did? Of course, they took so many people under their wings and the Soul Generation, and today we are where the magic happens, the studio where Soul Generation does their music, and we're gonna meet them, we're gonna see what happens. This is literally the kitchen for the music, so come with me. You know, this is Ecurve. I always put you guys on. Yay, let's do this.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Great, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the studio.
So today we have come here to invade your space. Hope you don't mind.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So kindly talk to us a little, introduce yourself, and let us know what you do.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Ross Patel. I own and operate the studio here, Snowball Industries. Me along with Trevor McGuy, my girlfriend Tanya Mansour, manager. And we were honored to be a part of the Soul Generation record that just came out.
So
this series of recordings.
This is an entire situation going on right here. There's a lot of equipment. It looks so serious and so technical. So for how long have you been operating the studio?
So we've been operating the studio, the first iteration of the studio, which was just this room we're sitting in, started maybe 3 years ago. Now I've been collecting all this recording equipment for about 10 years.
So what instruments do you play?
Guitar is my main instrument. That's what I'm really good at. But I play drums, I play piano, I play a bit of violin, I play bass.
Yeah, and I want to know, do you still keep doing what you was doing in Los Angeles, or right now you're just based in Kenya?
Now I'm totally in Kenya. The music here, and you know, if you talk to any engineer around the world, and I go for seminars a lot, and you talk to guys, and it's like the biggest problem is like when a musician comes in, and the musician's unprepared, the musician maybe isn't that great, and it's like, how do you cope with that session? It's like the #1 thing engineers complain about. And here, the density of talent is so great. I don't think, and you can ask Trevor, and I don't think we've ever had a musician in here that we've been like, what the heck are we gonna do?
So what advice would you give anyone who wants to venture into this kind of business? What would you tell them?
I'd tell them, get an SM57. It's one of the cheapest microphones you can get. And just mic a guitar in and mic a vocal, and just see all the different ways you can mic a vocal. If you put the mic right up here, you're gonna have proximity effect. You're gonna and start to understand, learn what you're doing, because we have great mics and all the great equipment here. But me or Trevor, and the great thing about how we work is if you give us an SM57, we'll be able to get you a good sound. So it's developing your ears, it's knowing your gear. Even if you don't own the gear, know the gear.
So there you've had it, and what we're about to do right now is head to the control room where all the magic happens, and he's going to take us through it. I am so excited. I'm so excited. Hopefully I can learn some more things right here. Who knows, I might be a producer soon, someday, right? So let's go. Sure?
Would you like to see some master recordings?
Of course, I am so excited to do this. Come on. Yes, so this is where everything happens.
Would you like to?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
So what I got here, and I think as long as Lloyd okays it, which I'm sure you will, is we have the master recordings for Extravaganza.
Okay.
So this is what you have here is pretty much all these little bits, all these little things here represent an individual part that was recorded or sampled for the song. So, and all these come together to make your final track that you hear on the radio. So we can start it off. So they always say the master recordings always sound the best because they're being mixed live right here. They haven't been.
So that's different from what we actually get to jump to.
Especially on YouTube, because YouTube transcodes your audio, so you end up with I don't know. I mean, it's not.
Is the difference very significant between the master recording and what we eventually get?
If you ask an engineer and you ask a producer, you'll get two different answers.
Yeah.
Because I mean, but the music's great.
No, now I can actually, because now there's a whole lot of things happening.
And we got a pretty great subwoofer down here.
No, but this is not Extravaganza, is it?
Yep.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Right? So those are the tracks under the tracks.
Now that this song has like so many artists in the drum, is it more difficult to come up with a final result as compared to a song with just one artist?
So with different artists, it's always a different experience with different artists because different artists have different processes. Sometimes it'll be 10 different mixes down the line that they're finally happy with the product. Sometimes it takes 10 mixes and then they actually like the first one better. With Sati Soul and the whole Soul generation are so talented that, I mean, they're coming in and the way they're arranging the songs in the first place makes, I think, it a lot easier to mix down the line. But the great thing about working with artists who know how to arrange a song and know how to write a song is that you end up with it being mixed in the writing process. The mixing almost happens in the writing process and things come together. So it's a testament maybe more to Soul Generation and Humphrey and Box, but Soul Generation and their ability to produce a cohesive song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many hours do you spend in the studio?
I live here. Sometimes I go out. I went out last week, right? But I live here. I live up there. Trevor lives down there, and every day something's happening. Like today we had 2 sessions simultaneously. I'm up at about 4 a.m. these days. It's great though.
All right. So what's the simplest thing that I can learn over here? It must be the simplest because I don't want to destroy anything.
Okay, let's do some bass mixing.
Okay.
Right?
Cool.
Teach you to mix the bass. So here's the bass right there.
Oh yeah,
Right?
there.
So there's your waveform right there, right?
Mhm.
So you got a bunch of takes all spliced together.
Mhm.
Now, let's put we want to change the sound of the bass, right?
Mhm.
Let's say we want the bass to be sharper, right? This is creating a nice undercurrent. It's creating a nice foundation,
Mhm.
but maybe we want it to be more the lead instrument. Maybe there's less going on and we want it to be the lead instrument.
Mhm.
So let's go get some EQ. Right. I'm like, pick the right EQ because it's for TV.
Yeah.
Okay, so here I'll let you do this.
All right, guys, this is the moment where I finally learned what it takes to be a sound engineer.
All right, so here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
Is go here to the boost. So this is the high boost. This is a model of a really old equalizer called the pull tab.
Okay.
So if you click on that and then push up, so hold it. All right, sorry, hold it and then push up.
That way?
Maybe take it all the way to 8 because we're gonna exaggerate the effect.
So how do you? Oh.
Oh, so just push directly up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You
All right.
guys, should I stick to my profession?
All right, so here you see we got more static coming in, right?
Okay.
So at this frequency, there's not a great deal going on for the bass, right? So we can take the frequency down a bit. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, okay. This is so complicated, you guys. How do you?
See, now we got a bit of a telephone effect, right?
Yeah.
So now we're just increasing the presence a bit. I don't know if this is what I'd use at the end of the day, and it's all contextual, but so that's just one of many things that happen to an instrument.
All right.
It's interesting to note that actually on this mix here,
Mhm.
and if I'm not wrong,
Mhm.
there was no effects used on that,
Oh, yeah?
which is an important mixing thing.
Okay.
A lot of engineers think you gotta just stack effects, and sometimes
Yeah.
the recording itself sounds fine.
Without any
Yeah.
effects, yeah.
Because that musician's been there learning their craft for 10 years,
Yeah.
15 years, 20 years, 30 years. Like they've been
Alright.
mixing the song,
Yeah.
themselves that whole time.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. I know y'all want to be me right now. I know, but don't worry. Ecurve is going to put you in the sport. So what we're about to do right now is meet members of the Soul Generation. I am so excited. So come through. Let's do this. So guys, I am so honored to be in the presence of Kaskazini right now. And like the sound engineer said, Soul Generation is not a wave, it's a tsunami, and I'm really digging that vibe. I'm not gonna call you guys. I kept saying, Soul Generation is the new wave, and then I'm like, no, I was told you're not a wave, you're a tsunami. All right, cool, got it. So yeah, here they are, the new tsunami, and I'm so excited to have him. So Ecurve hot seat, let's chop it up a little. Hi guys.
Hey,
How you doing?
we're good, man. Thanks for having us.
Kaskazini perfect, walifunika. So kindly introduce yourself because people out there just say, oh, this is Kaskazini, and then they see the Kaskazini. So now let's get your name.
Yes, my name is Yoaya, a singer, a vocalist in Kaskazini and the Soul Generation.
Right.
Is that?
Cool.
Israel Onyach, singer, songwriter, Kaskazini, and the Soul Generation.
Yeah, I'm Chris Clive, singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, producer, Kaskazini.
Hey.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, big titles over there. So guys, when did you guys start singing together?
We actually met at a music school called South Academy. Like, was it 2 years, almost clocking 3 years now. Singing, 2.5 years singing together. What happened is Israel and Caesar used to be friends. Israel and Eugene used to be friends, Kitambo. And then me and also Israel used to be friends. And then we met at a music school called South Academy. And our teacher, she was called Natalie. Yeah.
Shout out to
Shout out to Natalie, man. Yeah.
And then now, how did you decide that now let's form this group?
We just felt the vibe. Like, we just used to vibe a lot. Caesar was, I used to be Caesar's biggest fan, actually. So it was such an honor being, singing with Caesar.
It started out as being brothers because the first couple of months, me and Yoaya used to write songs together. I used to go to his place, we used to write songs. Then a week, like 2 weeks after, we went for South Academy auditions and we found Chris there. That's when I'd say Kaskazini was born.
And who came up with the name Kaskazini, and
We-
what
we
does
all
it
did.
mean? Any
Kaskazini.
meaning behind it?
Yeah. Kaskazini, you see how a compass points north?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what we want to do. I just want to give
Oh,
people
going
a s-
up.
Yeah, going up. Kaskazini is a
alright.
movement, man.
Oh, it's a movement.
It's not just us, it's everyone who's
Alright.
willing to go there
Cool.
for it.
You mentioned you play a couple of instruments.
Yeah.
Can we name them?
Yeah.
Oh, we need a whole
We
pen
need
and
a pen
paper.
and a yeah.
Okay, I can already see a guitar. So guitar.
Yeah,
Let's go
guitar,
on.
piano, violin, trumpet, triangle, drums, bass, etc.
Passion?
But-
Did you go to school to study all
Yeah.
these things?
Mainly I studied music theory when I was in high school, so that gave me the foundation to like all the instruments. Yeah.
And all of you are
They also
writers.
play. Yeah, they also play
They
instruments.
also play.
Yeah,
They just
everyone here
didn't mention.
plays.
What do you
yeah.
play?
I play.
No, your trumpet, son. What you mean?
I
What
wish,
do
I
you
wish I
play?
played the trumpet. It would have been funny if I'd say, yeah, I play trumpet. too.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, I play guitar and bass.
Yeah.
Bass guitar.
And what does?
Guitar as well.
Ah, okay. How would you describe your sound?
Peaceful, mind blowing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm mind blown.
Exquisite.
Peaceful, I don't know. Because you're shaking things up. Tsunami. A tsunami is not peaceful. I guess we have to change the name now. Because I don't think a tsunami shakes things up, right? So can we do peaceful out of the list? Can we remain with mind blowing? A peaceful tsunami?
Good thing is we have we have different sides of us. We have like songs which are rowdy and loud, and then we also have very nice ballads. So when he says peaceful, I think he was hitting on that. Like, we have good love songs. Like, if we sang to you right now, you'd be crying. But
Please, I don't have serviettes. I don't want to mess my makeup. Like, it took hours to do this. So please don't mess my makeup. So let's talk about how Sauti Soul came to happen and you became part of Soul Generation. How did that happen?
You see, Chris met Bien at some wedding party. Yeah, and he was like, hey, Bien, I'm a huge fan and I'd really love to jam with you.
How long ago was that?
It was like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, then after a couple of weeks, I'd say Chris is a go-getter, so he used to push him a lot. He used to call him, hey, man, we need to jam. Then one day, Bien just said, hey, you guys, what are you guys doing on Saturday? Then Chris told us, and we're like, hey, come on, it's Bien. Even if you had school, you don't go to school.
Actually, Bjorn is, Bjorn is a superstar, he's a celebrity. So text him, blue ticks. I call him, no answer.
Bien, really?
Nothing.
Bien, really?
Yeah.
Bien, really?
until this one time, I just sent him an audio of me singing, and I was like, this is actually really good. You should come jam. And then we came with the boys, and from that day, he's been guiding us, and he's been looking at us as his kids.
Wow.
And every mistake they made, they wouldn't want us to repeat. The things they never did, they encourage us to do it all the time.
Enough talk, guys, enough talk. Let's get down to the business. I want to hear those melodious voices, and I'm sure you want to do so as well. So, tukianika, let's go get it.
Wakaenda kusini, wakajipata wako kaskazini, wakaja na makiki, lakini si tukaja na mziki.
Wo, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Hata wazime tatu tazidi kupate. Wo, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Hizi vitu hazitakangi utia. Na wakiapisha, tunaapisha. Wakifunika,
tunafunua.
Wakianika,
tunaanua.
Na wakisafisha,
I feel like, oh yeah, why are you looking for trouble? Oh my gosh, you guys are so awesome, and I enjoyed kicking it with you. And of course, we are looking forward to see what more Kaskazini has to do. Right about now, it's time for Nviiri, and I'm so excited to have him. He's been doing good music. He's been the new wave. No, we're told they're not waves anymore. They're tsunami. Soul Generation is a whole tsunami. And ladies and gentlemen, can I drum roll Nviiri? How you doing?
the storyteller,
Look at how we are doing it. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
You looking all fresh? Tell us a little bit about Nviiri and music. When did you start doing music?
Nviiri, the storyteller, is a singer-songwriter and guitarist, and mostly a producer also. And I started music, I think, way back. I've always just been in music. Yeah, I can't really put a specific date to it, but I went all commercial just the other week. The other day.
So what inspires your music?
Life itself.
Yeah,
Almost
your own
everything.
experiences, other people's experiences.
All of it,
Yeah.
even just people's stories. I tend to listen a lot, so and I pick up everything from there. I get something from your story. I've written about people out here that I wouldn't want to talk about, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you first perform on stage? What was your first performance like?
I do not remember.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the biggest stage I've been to, and that was that time I started working in the band because I've been a solo artist and all that. That was in South Korea. I went to the band, and the first audience was just woof, and it was a bit complicated because there was the language barrier, so it was tricky also just to appeal to the masses. I don't know their culture. We dance a lot, they don't dance at all. Yeah, so that was that, and I learned a lot from it considering it was a 3-month tour. By the time I came back, I was a whole different person, ready to take over.
So how did Sauti Soul happen, and now you're part of the Soul Generation?
With Sauti Soul, I was doing the video. Oh, did I mention I'm a video producer?
No, you did not. You just talked
Okay.
about your instruments and you sing a songwriter.
Yeah, so I do editing and filming, so that's how I got to know them. I jumped onto the project during the Live and Die in Africa tour, and ever since I've been doing content with them. And after that is when they realized, okay, this guy actually sings. And in that whole frenzy of them doing whatever they're doing, we started having jam sessions. And I did my songwriting at that time. And that's when we had more and more jam sessions. And Melanin came out as the biggest song for them and for Nviiri as a songwriter. Yeah? And that put me on the map now as a
You
songwriter.
also was part of writing the song?
Yeah.
In my life, I've never seen melanin so dark. You're a queen of the dance floor night.
So before we wrap it up, of course you're going to do an acapella.
Oh, pombe sigara naweza wacha bila kung'ang'ana, lakini hawa sichana manze vile nawapenda ni kama laana.
What do they say in Kiswahili? Sauti ya kumtoa nyoka
Kwa swimming
pangoni. Swimming pool gani wewe? Sauti ya kumtoa nyoka pangoni. Is that what they meant? I think so too. Yeah. Cool. So that was us kicking it in Nviiri. I had so much fun.
This was fun.
This was so much fun.
Why does it have to end?
Why does it have to end? Why, guys?
Beats
Why? But anyway, we're gonna do this all the time because I know you're gonna keep releasing projects, and I'm always gonna be right here, you know,
Definitely.
doing the same old thing, right? And I will always let you know what Nviiri is up to because he's someone you need to keep in mind. Always.
Before we forget,
All right.
please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Sell yourself.
Follow me on Instagram, Nviiri the Storyteller, Nviiri, the Storyteller is one word, on all platforms. Follow, let's talk, let's chat. Tell me what your reviews are, and I'll write more also based on my fans actually what they want. I'll write to whatever they want.
All right.
Yeah.
So guys, there you've had it. This is Ecurve. We always bring you nothing but the best in the world of entertainment, and I had so much fun with Nviiri. So keep it tuned to Ecurve for this and more
much
of this
more.
and more of
Oh,
this
yeah.
and then much more. You know what I mean, right? Thank you so much. That was so cool.